Hi, Ellen Sugarman.
Hi, James Schrader.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and
It's hot.
yeah, it's hot outside.
It's unseasonably hot, isn't it?
No, this is October. That's the weird thing about San Diego. This is like our hottest month.
Oh,
It doesn't make sense, but it is.
I guess I don't remember that.
I remember I didn't really notice it until I was working at SeaWorld performing.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I did. Have you?
Were you dressed up as a shark or like a whale or something?
Wait, what's funny about that is I don't know if you mean like if I walking around like I'm a mascot.
Yeah, like a character.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Oh.
No. I was there's a show, it's no longer running actually. It's the Sea Lion and Otter show. And it was a character, Biff, who is like the most comedic character that SeaWorld had. And Dallas McLaughlin's the one, he did it for like 18 years. And you look like you're a stagehand, and you, as the show starts and the people come in, you walk out on stage and you're like doing a bad job as a stagehand, like cleaning and stuff. And then you turn to realize that there's a full theater, and it's this big outdoor theater.
Just like does the seal come along and like tap you in the butt?
You do some interaction. I think they used to do more. Yeah. I didn't do any direct interaction with the animals.
Oh.
That was like the trainers, but like I was a part of the show. But it was great. I mean, you'd go out, you'd like, oh, look, the audience is here. And this is like while they're filling in. So you go out like 20 minutes before showtime or something.
Yeah.
And the theater, the big, huge stadium thing holds like 2,300 people. And in the summertime, it would be full. You would do 5 shows in a day to 2,300 people.
But you didn't do like
You did.
Oh.
You'd go, once you saw them, you'd kind of like goof off on the stage, and it wasn't you didn't speak. That's what, you know what I mean? Goof off, like, right? You're goofing off.
We goof off different ways.
Goof off, yeah. But you would do, it was almost entirely nonverbal. It was kind of funny. And some people did talk. Like I talked a little bit. Dallas almost, I don't think he ever talked. It was all nonverbal, and he would just gesture and do stuff. But you'd goof off on the stage for a couple of minutes. And then you would actually climb out in the audience, and you had a spray bottle of water and like a rag. And you would like do gags where you would like pretend to like spray something and wipe it down, but you'd be like spraying the front row in the face. You would do things where like if there was a husband and wife, and there were like set bits that they taught you. And then they were like, but then, go nuts with it. And there was like a bit where like if you saw like a man and a woman walking together, and if they weren't paying attention, because it's such a big place that people walk in and they're like looking for their friends and they're not really paying attention, where you'd like slide in and just like hold the woman's hand and start walking with her, and she'd think it was her husband who was right next to her, and the whole audience is watching. So everyone that's in their seat is just seeing you do these things and interacting with the people that are arriving. And it was great. You did like 8 to 10 minutes out front, and then you'd get back on stage, and then you do like an 8 to 10 minute choreographed dance thing to like 5 different songs. You put on different costumes. You did a whole like Saturday Night Fever and a white sport coat dance thing. And then you do flash dance where you literally put a wig on and like a little thing, go crazy, and then pull a bucket of water on your head. It was the best. It was such a good gig.
Oh my God.
But you do that. But back to why I brought it up. October, you don't think it, but you're like, it's dead. It's just, you're dying. It's so hot on stage.
I have another question. When did you stop doing it? Was it before or after Blackfish came out?
I did it after. Oh. I got the job after. And I remember I talked to a couple people, because like Dallas had worked there for years.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, what's your take on this? And he gave me his take. And I was like, all right. And I was like, well, before I take this job, like I need to go watch that documentary. So I did. And then I talked to Dallas, was like, hey, here's 2 trainers. They know that you might reach out to them. Reach out to them. Talk to them. They were friends with that girl that died. Talk to them. And I got info from a few different people, and they were like, yeah, that documentary's horseshit. And she would not have wanted it. Her family didn't want it. The whole thing is skewed in a way.
Yeah.
And the facts are the facts. Like, should we be putting whales in tanks? No, we shouldn't. Is it highly educational? Yes, it is. If we were going to do it, should the tanks be like 100 times bigger and that still wouldn't be big enough? Yeah. But we have them and you can't let them go. Like there's no letting them go.
Right.
You can't do it. They will die
we do need
immediately.
to do research on stuff like that, but also, well, I mean, you could say the same about the zoo.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, the zoo. You look at the tigers in the zoo, it's like they don't pace like that in the wild. They sleep all day, but when they're in the zoo, they're all anxietied out because they have nowhere to go, and they usually would have the whole, Sahara, whatever. Sahara, is that where they live? I don't know where they live. That's a desert. Serengeti, there you go. Same thing.
Sahara is a desert.
The desert. Whatever.
That's funny.
Why are you trying to make me look bad?
I don't know. I thought it's just so funny.
It is. But, so yes, is it bad? Yes. Do we wish it was different? Yes. But can we do anything about it right now? No. So should we still educate the hell out of people as much as we can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I will say, SeaWorld has taken a very educational turn. The animals are not doing the shows they used to do, because now it's about the education. But I will say, and I had a bit about it for the longest time, of like, the only reason the animals started doing the show is because like my parents' generation were taking the families there and they didn't want to show up and spend $40 a kid to have the animals swim around.
Right.
So our parents and like the older generation was the one that were like, yeah, but like does it do any tricks? Make it do flips.
Does it do any? Well, you know what's even worse is the dolphins, that you can go pet the dolphins in like those hotel little captures and stuff. Like those are worse. Yeah. Those are much worse.
Much worse.
Yeah.
And I will say, after working there, I worked there for almost 2 years, just shy of 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a great gig. I loved it. I mean, and it made me a better comic. My knees, I couldn't take it. I mean, I was dancing 2 to 4 shows a day.
Money.
My knees. No, my knees.
Your knees. Okay.
Dancing 2 to 4 shows a day on a concrete stage took its toll. Like Dallas, his knees are screwed too. But my knees just couldn't take it, and I had to quit. But what I learned while being there is like, the animals and the trainers have a very beautiful relationship. They really do. Those trainers love those animals and give them the best possible life considering the circumstances they could get.
They go to school for it. I mean, like,
oh my gosh,
this is not like, like, oh, hey, can I just go work there?
Yeah, it is not that. It's a long program to get in there. Yeah. And so being, befriending the trainers and being on that show where like we were working, like there were multiple times during the show where like, okay, I hit my cue here. I say this line. I have to run down the thing, take off this jacket, put on another jacket, stop and stand at the wall because a 600-pound sea lion's going to go by with the trainer, wait for them to clear. Then I can keep moving to go hit my next mark, blah, blah, blah.
Did you hug any of them?
I took pictures with them. You put an arm, or they put their head right here and go, and the whole thing.
Like walruses and stuff?
Just the sea lions and otters.
Oh,
otters.
Otters.
The dirtiest little perverts of the animal kingdom.
I was at a beach once at Half Moon Bay. I went to the beach, and there was like this little area over to the side, and there was an otter in there, and I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. And we went over and we were looking at it, and this woman goes, it killed poodle yesterday.
Yeah, it did. Fuck your poodle. Yeah. Why's your poodle messing with the otter?
I didn't ask details, but I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then
they're legit. But did it hump its carcass? Because that would probably, like then
you would really know which one I was talking about.
Anytime you were backstage with the otters, if they were not on stage, I swear, if you would go back and you could see like there was a couple different spots for them. And they were always paired. All otter, they always get paired, so they have a buddy. And all they do is either they eat, shit, masturbate, or lick each other's genitals. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah. They'll just sit there and go nuts on themselves or each other all afternoon.
Sounds like a good life.
It's a good life. People, yes, you're put on display a little bit. You do a trick here and there, but somebody's bringing you 3 squares a day, and you and a friend just get to lay around in the sunshine.
It's similar to prison, only, that's inside.
Yeah, but both of them want it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Wow, women's prison. Okay. That is so, I did not know that. I learned, whenever I learn a new fact about an otters, I'm just blown away by them.
Just otters specifically?
Yeah, well, because they're so cute.
They're adorable.
When they lie on their back and
they float in the water and their baby just sits.
Yeah, or they like hold each other's hands. And, I mean, they're so cute.
They're adorable. Yeah.
But they eat poodles and then.
Did they eat the poodle? Or they
Well-
just attacked the poodle.
Oh, well, they killed it.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't get any. I should have gotten more detail.
Yeah. You should have really pressed that woman for more information.
Yeah. So tell me about this poodle. Now,
Yeah.
was it a bad dog?
Yeah.
No.
Was it dressed like it wanted it? Did it want it? I don't know, but you look at a lot of poodles that I think poodles look in the mirror and they see what their owners have done and are like, yeah, somebody kill me.
Yeah.
Somebody kill me.
I am going to get killed by an otter today. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah.
I've got a poof on my head, one on my ear, each ear.
And on your back.
On the back haunches.
You know those ones?
Yeah,
too?
just two
What
little.
is that for? I think
To provide warmth,
to their kidneys.
I guess. I don't know. Why don't we just leave all the fur on them so they're warm everywhere?
That would make more sense.
It would. You would think, but people.
Yeah.
And by people, white people.
White people.
Mainly white people.
Yeah. That's so funny. I never. Yeah, poodle. The big poodles. They have those really weird, and then they shave their paws and.
Yeah.
they're-
Everything.
Yeah,
Except
not
for I'm not a poodle person.
I'm not a poodle person.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a wire-haired dachshund beagle basset mix.
Okay. I'm not sure. Have I met your dog?
Probably seen pictures.
I have. I have
put
seen
her
pictures.
I put her photo all over the place. She's the cutest dog, and I'm not just saying that. Like she is. Like cars stop on the street, and
Cars stop.
cars stop. And they stop all the time. And they're like, "Oh my God, what kind of dog is this?" She looks like a Muppet, and she's just very, very cute. But she's very old right now, so that's sad. Yeah, but she remains
Well,
cute,
you should take it to that beach and let the otter do the work.
dude.
I mean, I'm just, it goes down in a blaze of glory. The otter humps it a bit. It might be, maybe not. Maybe it's too soon. I'm sorry.
Too soon, man. Too soon. Wow.
You said it was old.
I mean, but my dad is old too, and
we'll take him with you. The two of them can fight the otter.
take my dad. I want to take you to the beach at Half Moon Bay.
Why specifically have him? You like otters, right? You ever seen the otter show?
I know you don't like that. It's like the water's cold, but it's always sunny. Yeah, that was
Where's Half Moon Bay again?
It's in it's north of San Francisco.
Okay.
No, it isn't. It is.
I love how I just was like, okay. You could have just left it there. Like, you know what? I was lying.
I think it's south of San Francisco.
Is that the one? That's not Monterey, right?
It's on the way to Monterey, so that would make it north.
It sounds like we're putting a song together.
South, I know.
Oh, Half Moon Bay, on the way
where
to
is-
Monterey.
It's been so long since I lived there that I don't even remember where Half Moon Bay is.
Where you lived in San Fran or Half Moon Bay?
I lived in San Francisco. Yeah.
Well, let's start there.
Okay.
So you're on Let's
Start?
Be Human. We're gonna What a wonderful intro of otter and poodle death. First of all, you're a comedian.
I am.
How long have you been a comedian?
About 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So you had a whole multiple chapters of life.
I would call this
Before.
my
The end? Is this the
my dog. Yeah. Me and my. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Half Moon Bay tomorrow. No, this is like probably my fourth big chapter.
Okay.
I have to say. Yeah. Yeah.
Best one yet?
I think so. It's so funny you just say that because I was just saying today that I don't remember. Yes, I'm very happy right
Good.
now. Yeah, yeah. Like very content. I feel joy.
You don't hear many comics say that very often.
I know, which is probably going to ruin my.
Yeah. I mean, something bad's gonna listen.
Yeah.
Don't take your dog to Half Moon Bay. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Boston.
in Boston proper.
Well, no, I grew up in a suburb of Boston, Lexington, where
Okay.
the Battle of Concord and Lexington was in 1776.
That's where
Paul Revere Road.
I was going to say where Pete Holmes grew up, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, Paul Revere. That's what I meant. That's the one.
no, he did. I don't think he grew up in Lexington.
he grew up in-
Eugene Merman grew up in Lexington. Rachel Dratch grew up in Lexington.
All your friends,
Yeah.
your besties.
Well, Rachel Dratch and I were very close friends, actually. And
You think your career would be farther?
you would, yeah. Well, she was actually my sister's age, so my sister ruined a lot of things for me. But yeah,
siblings.
But she went to Temple with me, and I remember her as a kid growing up. Our parents are still very close.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, who else? Eugene Merman, who was also a little younger than me, but
Who's Eugene? I can't put a face to this.
Eugene Merman. Oh,
Yeah.
a very, very well-known comedian.
I don't know.
A very well-known comedian. He's also the voice of Gene in Bob's Burger. Do you watch Bob's Burger?
Yeah.
Bob's Burger.
Yeah. I'm just trying to place. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's him. But he's
The son.
He used to do a comedy festival. He was like the king of alt comedy. Really funny guy. Really funny. Super famous.
And he'll be on the podcast next week.
Oh yeah. He actually just started a record label
For comedians?
for comedians. Bobcat Goldthwait. Bobcat's
You want to
on
take
it.
that again?
Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
I just call him Bobcat.
Yeah. BC.
Also about there's so many Boston comics. I claim them for all the time. But so Bobcat and a whole bunch of other. They just announced it. So
That's beautiful. Okay, so you're born in Lexington.
I'm born in Lexington, and I grew up there, and pretty normal, basic childhood.
What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. I mean, like, parents are still together.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, this year will be 60 years.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do they even speak anymore? Or?
No.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that, 'cause I just got back from Boston, and I'm like, wow, you guys can just sit in a room for hours.
They're
and
like,
not
we've
even
said it all.
I know there's nothing left to say. And so no, they don't really talk much, but they're super reliant on each other to this day. You know, like they're very like, they like to be in the room with each other. I think
They need them there, but
Yeah.
also don't talk.
don't talk.
Yeah, we don't need.
Yeah. Don't ask me any questions. Yeah.
Which
so-
they probably don't even have to anymore. That's the thing. I've been through enough marriages now that I've read marriage books, and
marriages now.
and I remember when it was like, if you go to a restaurant and you see a couple not speaking but just sitting there, they've been married the longest. They're the happiest ones there.
Oh, my parents will be on. I have a photo of them on, I think it was a Mother's Day brunch, and it was just me and them, and they were sitting across the table from me, and both of them were on their phones.
Happy as can
Yeah,
be.
and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, well, I guess
this is.
this is what we do now.
Yeah.
This is who we are.
What's funny is in my mind, if they're, I mean, how old are they?
Oh, my dad's 91.
Your dad's 91 and rocking a cell phone, and he's like all over the web.
He's really good with, he really picked up, because he's a lawyer, right?
Okay.
So really and truly, he shouldn't have been able to pick that up because he had a secretary his whole life, right? And then all of a sudden, computers came in. And he was like, oh, and he didn't want to get left behind.
Right.
So he figured it out, and he taught himself, and he's actually, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive he's wicked smart. So
What
there it is.
happened?
There it is. I am wicked smart.
You are wicked smart, though.
My mom's maiden name is Brilliant.
Why isn't that your stage name? You went with Sugarman?
I know. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to be a comic. You know, I was really, when I started doing comedy, all I wanted to do was take a class and finish the class. Like
That's why you started in comedy? You were like, I'm just going to take, was it because, like, why did you even want to take that
it's
class?
so cliche, but it's that stupid question. I had, okay, so I had a couple of businesses. I had a publishing company.
Right.
And then
Books.
magazines. And then I sold it. And then I went and started a magazine with some people. Sold that. And so I decided I would consult for magazines because the company that bought my company ran it into the ground. So all my clients came back to me.
And they were like, help.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. But then they had no money. And so I stopped consulting for after.
And is that because, like, magazines have just died?
Yeah, because there are no magazines left anymore.
So when did you, like, you got out at a good time then?
Very good time. I got out at about 2001. About 2001, I sold it.
And so that was chapter 3 of your life, was the magazine thing? What was chapter 1?
I think childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up in Lexington. And then at like 19 or 20 or 21, I moved to San Diego. Mm-hmm. And I lived in California for 15 years. And then I moved back to Boston.
All right, so let's start with childhood. So childhood, you're growing up Boston. What kind of kid were you?
I was pretty wild.
Was it
Pretty wild. As a kid, I was pretty sensitive, but when I became a teenager, I was really wild. Like I got in a lot of trouble.
because you were like sneaking out and partying?
Yeah, I was partying a lot.
What kind of partying? Like
All kinds. You name it. We didn't do heroin back then.
Okay.
So that was good.
But everything else was
Everything
around?
else was on everything else was on the table. Yeah. Like Yeah,
as a teenager.
As a teenager, yeah. I started smoking weed when I was in boarding school. So I started smoking weed when I was like, well, the first time I was in 7th grade. Wow. Yeah, with Nichelle Taylor in the girls' room.
Nichelle Taylor in the girls' room, in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Yeah.
At school. I mean, because you're there. It's a boarding school, so you have nowhere to go.
Oh, that was actually in public school. I got,
and that's how you ended up at boarding school.
Yeah, basically. And then I only lasted there for a half a year, at which time I was deported back to Lexington to.
How did the parents feel about this?
They were not happy.
Like, were you just out of control? Like they just had no chance.
No chance. They had no idea what was happening to me.
What did they even try to do to curb the?
They sent me to boarding school.
Like even before that, like what were the steps pre-boarding school of like you're going to be grounded, you're going to be this, and you were like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You were doing your own thing.
Yeah, they were just, and they were busy too. Like my dad was a lawyer, and he was kind of a big lawyer in Boston at the time, so he didn't really have time to.
Right. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and my mom like kept everything from him. She was one of those corporate widows, as they say. And it was like. Yeah, I mean, I got through it, right? So
how many siblings do you have?
One.
And she's older, you said?
She's 15 months older.
15 months. So was she part of the problem too? Was she like corrupting you?
No. I mean, they would maybe say I corrupted her. She was a very good student.
So you were going nuts and you were like, and you should be having more fun.
Well, also, but this was before they diagnosed learning disabilities, right? So like we all kind of, none of us, we didn't know what attention deficit disorder was.
No, that was a kid that's just like, you need to pay attention. You need to stay in your seat. Stop talking.
Yeah. If she would just focus a little more, she'd be so smart.
Yeah. Story of my life.
Yeah. I got put into, I keep going back and forth, but I got in high school when I went back to Lexington High, they put me in this special class. Do you remember the Welcome Back, Kotter?
Yes.
So the sweat hogs, it was kind of like a sweat hog type class. And so we had it was self-contained, and we didn't switch classes like everybody else did. And
you were the ones who were like, if we can put them all in one room, then the other kids have a chance.
Right. And all the assemblies would go, and then they'd bring us in last, and they'd put us in the back row.
Which if you think about it now, like that's not okay.
No.
No.
It wasn't okay. It was not okay.
Also, that was the most fun group of kids probably to be in class with.
Like if the teachers weren't there, we got high inside the classroom without even.
Where were the teachers? Why were you any group of kids to be left alone? Why is this the group?
We called them by their first names: Millie, Sam, and Cynthia.
Those are your teachers?
Those were my teachers.
Just good morning, Millie.
Yeah, Millie. I don't remember. I heard later that she had an affair with one of the students a few years later, and Sam. Apparently, he just retired a couple of years ago, so Cynthia's got to be dead. But
she went to Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, that's where we bring them.
That's where you take them.
It's so weird. I haven't thought about that in so long. Anyways, but then I got out of high school, and
you were still pretty wild. But did you have a future in mind, or things you were like, I'm heading to California. I'm getting as far away from you people as possible.
I moved to Cape Cod, which is about an hour and a half outside of Boston, and I lived there, and I went to a community college, which was somewhat of a cover for my drug dealing business.
You're like, technically I'm enrolled, but really I go to campus just to make my rounds.
And I worked as a valet parker at this place called Captain Parker's Pub, and so then
what kind of drugs are you selling?
Weed. I was selling it for an ex-boyfriend. He was a huge pot dealer. Pot.
Yeah.
We called it pot.
Selling the pot. Yeah, yeah.
Selling the pot back then.
And then, so he was like moving large amounts and you were just like doing a little side hustle?
Yeah.
But you went to this, so was that like your territory? Was it community college?
No, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to remember because, I mean, I say that, like that I was a drug dealer, but really and truly, I think I just would get weed for people, and like, the
friendly hookup, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah. And then
and that didn't last very long.
I left the Cape unexpectedly. I left the Cape unexpectedly.
Do you not want to get into it?
Well,
unexpectedly.
My best friend got in a car accident and died, so I had to,
there. at the Cape, or
actually she had moved to Florida, but she was like my best friend from like.
And so you just one day got a phone call, and your best friend's dead.
Yeah, and she's gone.
And that snapped you out. That like all of a sudden.
Well, I had like I didn't know how to handle it, so what better way to handle it than drop out of college and move back home with my parents?
Yeah, I mean that's clearly that's the place you're going to heal.
Yeah. And then I moved to Martha's Vineyard for the summer. And then a friend of mine was moving to San Diego, and I was like, I want to go. She was like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, all right.
How do you, is that the same thing that kind of took you to Martha's Vineyard? Like, how do you end up?
Yeah.
Was there like a gig there? Like, oh, you can work at this restaurant or something?
My friend lived there year round and said, hey, do you want to, I've got a room. And I was like, oh, I'll live in Martha's Vineyard for the summer, which was very, very fun. I had a boy, I'll never forget. Listen to this, right?
Hit me.
I had a boyfriend on Martha's Vineyard. His name was Michael Tremblay. And we were so in love as I was leaving the vineyard.
At what age? How old are you?
21.
21,
that I thought to myself, maybe I won't go to California. Maybe I'll stay here with him.
You love him.
I loved him that much. Fast forward 10 years ago, I went over to Martha's Vineyard and I was seeing somebody else, and I was sitting at a bar, and we were drinking, and there were these two guys sitting over here, and I was like, hey, did you guys live here year round? They're like, yeah. And I was like, do you know Michael Tremblay? And the guy goes, I'm Michael Tremblay.
You didn't even recognize? Did he recognize you? No. Oh my. And what were you like, oh my God, it's me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, do you remember? And like he pretended he didn't remember me, because I remember the last time I saw him, he was like crying, and he was like, don't go, please don't go.
He pretended he didn't remember you?
He pretended. I know he had to have remembered. I'm pretty memorable.
If you've cried about somebody, you did, or it was that traumatizing, he totally blocked it out. He's like, I don't remember.
I was like, you don't remember?
Whole summer
like,
of my life.
I was working at a bar. This girl owned the bar, and he was her boyfriend, and I started dating him. Then I got fired. So
that happens.
Yeah, that happens. And so I mean, there's no way he didn't remember me. No way. Not
with that kind of love.
No.
Aw, summer love. Like that was literally summer just love? Like a couple of months, and you met and you were into it, and
yeah,
and you almost didn't go.
I almost didn't go.
How did he look? Are you glad you left?
Oh yeah, super glad. Oh my God, to live on the Martha's Vineyard year round.
What is that? Like describe to me Martha. Yeah,
so Martha's Vineyard is an island. I think it's 35 miles around.
Okay.
There's like all these little villages. They're not towns, they're villages.
Okay.
The majority of the island is dry. There are 2 towns that can serve alcohol. It's a beach. You can only get there by boat.
You do have to take a boat. There is no road. Okay, so there's like a ferry with cars.
There's a ferry with cars, and lobster fishermen.
Mm-hmm. Now is it all just like rich people?
No,
or is it
only
still
in the summer.
Okay,
only in the
so people
summer.
have vacation homes there.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, nobody lived there. Nobody worthwhile lived there in the winter.
But the winter, that's probably a harsh winter up there, right?
Harsh winter.
And there's nothing going on. Everyone's just locked up.
And I worked at a local bar, and so I knew all those people that lived there year round. And
why dry? Is it super religious?
I think like old Massachusetts has in a lot of towns they have these old what they call blue laws, and the blue laws dictate the alcohol thing. Like we weren't in Massachusetts, you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays. You'd have to cross the line over in New Hampshire. You couldn't. There were towns where you couldn't stand up and drink. You had to be seated at the bar. I know. You couldn't get you couldn't get shots. You had to like.
It had to be a mixed drink or a beer.
Yeah. Wow. So it was like there was a lot of like very conservative rules that stuck around in Massachusetts. So.
And then you left.
And then I
broke his heart, and you left. And you went to San Diego.
I went to San Diego.
And where'd you live here in San Diego?
I lived in Pacific Beach, and I was a bartender.
What streets did you live on?
I lived on Burl, 1439.
Well, we call it Barrel now.
Oh.
That's how long ago you lived here that they've changed what they call it. Barrel and what? Barrel and what?
Was it Felspar or Fanuel? I don't remember which one.
There's 2.
Hayes. So Hayes.
Fenwell goes north-south, where Barrel goes east-west. So that would be across.
Yeah. So it'd be Well, Hayes. So
Okay.
we'll go with Hayes.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
and-
like 6 blocks from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1439 Barrel.
Yeah. Go check it out. Knock on the door and let them know.
What do you call? What did you say?
Barrel?
Barrel.
Yeah.
Barrel.
Burl?
Burl.
I don't know. How's it spelled? Doesn't matter.
Well, do you know how to say the street to the to north of that one street north of it?
Turquoise.
No, it's Chelsea.
What is it?
It's the one that's spelled CHALC.
I have seen this one. I don't know how to say it.
CEDONY. It's like
It sounds like it should be like like a wine.
Yeah, but it's Chalcedony. And
Chalcedony.
it's a stone.
Now I know.
I don't know why I knew that. But
So you're living in PB, bartending.
bartending, living the life.
Any like were there any goals? Never.
Survival. Survival.
Like even as a kid, there was not like I want to be this when I grow up. I want to be that.
No.
How about with your parents? Like, did they?
Oh yeah, they were.
Any type of guidance of like, or was it just like you should be a lawyer like your dad, or you just need to
I mean, they still say that. Yeah, but not my parents don't, but other people do. But, yeah, I mean, they kind of like. I mean, it depends on it depends on what angle you're looking at it from. Like my parents would say, like, no, we just let Ellen figure it out for herself, you know. But really and truly, it's like, well, they kind of ignored me. So it was kind of, you know, and I just my dad had a really hard time understanding anybody that their brain wasn't the most important thing to keep going, and like his intelligence and his you know intellect and like always learning and all that. And I was just like, get me out, you know.
Did your sister fall into that?
She did. She went to private school, then she went to BU, and then she went to Boston University master's program in social work. So
she was like she was the one that was like you're like
yeah, but not anymore. Things have flipped.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean that's another
we don't have to.
yeah, let's not.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't talk about my sister without drinks. But no, actually right now I am very, very, very close with my parents. I adore them. I respect them. I know that they are like...
You've forgiven them.
I've forgiven them, yeah. And I think that they've forgiven me. So I think that...
It's a good place to be.
I think so, yeah. And I'm at that realization that eventually I'm going to have to take care of one of them. But right now they are a united front. And so there is no breaking it down, yeah.
Is there a big age gap between them?
No, 5 years. Just 5 years. So he's 91. She's 85. She'll be 86. No, I'm sorry. He'll be 91 in December. So she just turned 85.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even.
He goes to work 3 days a week.
Still doing lawyer stuff?
Yeah. I mean, like I said that to my mother goes, no, he doesn't go to work, Ellen. He goes into the office. I'm like, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
He gets away from you, Mom, 3 days a week? Got it.
Exactly.
But she's like, no, I make him go.
He loves the younger lawyers and he loves to talk to them. He likes, you know, he puts on a suit and he out the door.
I could imagine when that's your life every day, just stopping putting the suit on has to be a little heartbreaking in a way to some people.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to do that, and I'm sure he's this wealth of knowledge, and he's still sharp, right?
Sharp as a tack.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he's like fact. I mean, you do see like everybody. My mom has, she has Alzheimer's right now. So like, you see like the difference between Alzheimer's and old age when it comes to the two of them, right? Like, so because she was always very bright as well, but she can't.
Some would say brilliant.
Some would say, we would hope that some would. Can you imagine though what the generational thing is that they, that why a woman would ever change her name from brilliant ever, but it was just expected.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they name me? Why wouldn't they give that to me as my middle name?
Right. That's what we did with Daisy.
Yeah. What's her name? What's her full name?
Daisy Marvel Schrader. Because I was like, that's a dope. Like I even said it to her mom. I was like, you don't have to change your name. Like,
yeah,
that's a great name.
Did she change her name? Mm-hmm. Huh. Marvel to
and then
Schrader.
right back. Don't worry about it. She still got it, as she should.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it came to the kiddo, I was like, yes. Like your name is awesome, and two, she's half yours. Like, you should be involved in this name.
Yeah. I mean, I do come from a long line of good names. Sugarman is actually a pretty good name.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Sounds like you should be in the entertainment business.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Well, my cousin's name is Ellen Brilliant, so it would have been funny if I had decided.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Couple of,
if I decided to use that as my stage name. But I didn't know I was going to need a stage name.
So you moved to California.
I was bartending. I was partying way too hard, so I decided
again doing all the drugs.
All the drugs, like
a lot of the drugs are just like, nah, we drink most of the time, but sometimes we go crazy. You're like, no, we were doing.
I mean, we were doing them, right? So again,
we were trying to finish the drugs. You're like, can we finish the drugs?
It's so funny you say that because my friend Sandy puts it actually kind of good. Like I still have friends that do cocaine, right? Mm-hmm. And I do not. And
did you love it when you did?
I did. I loved it a lot. I loved cocaine. And I remember somebody asked me, they're like, oh, do you do coke? And Sandy's like, Ellen doesn't do coke. Ellen already did her share. Like everybody gets this pile and mine's
that's
all
it.
gone.
You did yours too fast. You got to pace yourself.
Exactly. So no, I don't. No, I haven't touched this stuff in years.
Why?
Years.
What was the
I felt like I was going to die. I felt like it wasn't fun anymore. Like it started to be
all the drugs, some of the drugs, just the cocaine.
I still smoke weed.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, coke was like I started to see a problem. Like I was getting sinus infections and just not feeling good, and I felt like I was going to die. Mm-hmm. And just from snorting it too, But
is there what else?
Well, I mean, like people shoot it.
Oh, you can shoot coke?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I apparently somewhere there's a whole bowl of it with my name on it because I haven't.
I know. We should do yours.
You haven't done yours? Do you want help doing yours?
Oh my God, maybe I should do it again.
You just email the government and they send you your bowl of cocaine. That's your cocaine. So like what other drug, like were those the two drugs? Or the three, I guess, booze, pot, and cocaine? Like what else were you?
Crystal meth was.
You were doing crystal meth?
Yeah, but just, yeah. Uh-huh.
A lot? Did you do all your crystal?
I did all my crystal meth too. I did yours and mine. But that was when I lived here. I did crystal meth when I lived here.
Was it? I've never seen crystal meth.
I didn't
amongst
I didn't really realize
people.
that I was doing it.
How does that work?
I thought I was just doing a line of coke.
Oh, so you weren't like smoking meth.
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay.
I never smoked. I mean,
I love how you just looked out. Oh no. I was doing all the drugs, but I wasn't.
Well, I mean, I was just like any other like kind of like troubled teenager that brought it into my 20s.
Yeah. Doing
drugs. But I always had this in the back of my mind. I was always afraid of taking things too far.
Yeah.
Not that
That's healthy. That's healthy.
Yeah. Not that I didn't, but that I like, and there was always this, like in the back of my mind, I always used to think like, it was sometimes way back in my mind was like, what would your father think? Like I always had that kind of thing. And to this day, I still do. Like every once in a while.
Did he know? Did they know you were doing all the drugs?
My mother used to find drugs and paraphernalia around the house and in my room.
Around the house? What, just
in the kitchen.
Just leaving shit around?
Like, where's my bong? Refrigerator. And,
Mom, that's not a flower vase for the last time.
I found my bong on my dad's dresser once. And, like she would find things and she'd leave me these notes. Like, isn't it time you grew up? And if you brought it up to her like a month later, like she always wanted her word to be the last. She didn't want to discuss it.
But that was, so she was like passive aggressively telling you like not to do it, but she didn't want to actually have a confrontation.
But I used to have like jewelry with like I used to wear tons of like turquoise jewelry, and all my jewelry had like pot leaves on it and stuff like that, and they never said anything. I had like everything I wore had a leather vest with it. Isn't that crazy? I have these photos. I'm just like
leather vest. Wow. You had a full leather vest face.
I did. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Jeez.
And that was all the way from what age to what age?
Fringe leather jackets and stuff. Well, I mean, you saw me last night. I still wear them. Just kidding. No, I don't know. I don't know when I was probably in my 20s. I mean, yeah. I mean,
so even out here, you were.
Yeah. No, I don't think I brought them to California.
They stayed on the East Coast. This is very East Coast. You were like,
yeah. Yeah, I just assumed that everybody, but like, I just assumed everybody was wearing, like, I didn't know, you know, like, in like feather earrings and like roach clips, you know? Yeah.
Very practical.
Yeah. But I don't think I'm not that person anymore, James.
Just the weed. Now you just smoke everyone's weed.
And I don't really drink either that much anymore.
No, I don't think I've ever seen you drink.
Yeah. Oh, I drink, but I just don't, I don't do anything before I get on stage anyways. And so we rarely hang out after the show.
You and me?
Yeah.
Oh, never.
Never.
No, I want nothing to do with it.
No, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I see that look in your eyes like now it's time for all the drugs and I'm like, I gotta go.
No, I don't do all
that's
this.
not, you don't do all the drugs.
And I don't do anything but like, so I just, I don't know what led me to quit and to kind of grow up, but I did.
Just took that final note from your mom.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it time?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what it is. You were
I wonder
right.
if I still have that. I used to save stuff like that.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had this little container and it had like a little package of Coke, a silver straw, and a razor blade. And inside of there was a note that said, "Isn't it time you stopped?"
She didn't throw anything away.
She didn't throw it away or anything.
Wow.
And didn't talk to me about it.
Did you ever try to bring it up? And that's when she just like shut it.
I think like a couple years later I brought it up and she's like, or I said something like, well, you know, because I used to do a lot of Coke. And she's like, you did Coke? Like,
you're like, you left me notes everywhere.
Yeah, like,
you returned my Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
When I left it somewhere with a
I
note
had
saying
trays of weed with like, you know, the what do you call them? The seeds, you know, because back in
the seeds and the sticks.
Yes.
And it was just like in your room and your mom's like dusting around it.
Yeah.
And your dad was like a lawman.
Yeah. Super. And in Boston, my dad was very well known. And he was also he was really well, like he did some precedent setting cases in the insurance industry and stuff, and super well respected. Like everybody knew him. Like he couldn't go anywhere without people being like, you know, like, I mean,
So you were like middle upper class?
We'll say that.
Instead of just upper class or what? Like, I mean, if he was in law doing that kind of big stuff, but I just say that from the standpoint of like,
he was pretty wealthy.
Okay. And was it ever like you're embarrassing us, like you're embarrassing the family or any of that pressure, or I mean, they shipped you away.
I really do think that they kind of ignored us. You know, they left a lot. They would go, you know, so it was
kind of just on your own.
It was kind of, I mean,
taken care of, but also
like there was a lot of overprotectiveness at times, and then just pure neglect. And neglect is a bad word to use because I was never really neglected, but
also neglect.
Yeah, like, you know, I mean, I've talked to people that have said to me, "Oh my God, without your dad, I would have never gotten through law school. Oh my God, your dad was so great. And he was so like, he made calls on my behalf and I was like, really? That was nice of him. He never,
because you didn't know that guy.
I didn't even go to college. I mean, when I graduated high school, I didn't go to college. I was working at a dry cleaner. He didn't.
And did he comment on it at all? Like he just was like,
nope, nothing.
What about with your sister at the time?
She made her decisions to go to college and she went to a private school for years.
But was he more involved in that because of that track? No. He was still just doing his thing.
He was still doing his. It didn't matter what we did. He was super busy, and everything revolved around him. He was a very important man, you know. And
is that part of the reason maybe that you went so crazy? You were like, it's all about you, Dad. So I'll
maybe
try to.
It's hard to look back on that now, you know what I mean, and think of, because I don't carry it with me. Like these are things I don't talk about a lot, you know, because I've dealt with them, so I guess I've recovered, if you will, you know. But everybody has their baggage from their childhood, right? So, I think it's a reason why I don't have kids, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a reason I don't have kids, and I think it's a reason that I never got married. So
And because you didn't want to do that to your children, or you didn't?
I didn't want to be responsible for anybody. Like I didn't want to get blamed. I never wanted to be blamed for anything. I've spent my life being blamed for my sister's shit. And so I just thought, I don't want, when anything would go wrong, nobody ever wanted to like kind of like shake up things with my sister. So they'd just kind of put it on me, and it'd be like, ugh.
As if it was your fault?
Yeah, kind of like, and we'd both get in trouble together. But, so no, I never wanted kids. Like I never, and there's got to be a reason, right? I mean, isn't there always a reason?
Yeah, of course.
There's always a reason. I could never really figure out
some
why.
version of, your experience, and be like, I don't like how any of that worked, so why would I do that?
And I do like kids. I don't want to spend a lot of time with them if I don't have to. But I do like kids. I think they're cute. They get to that age though too, where it's like
They start talking.
walking and shit.
Yeah.
No, that age of kids, like I think it's like kindergarten. It's around maybe not kindergarten, maybe like third grade, all the way to like 14 or 15. They're a little,
They're awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very awkward. Like,
Yeah.
It's.
How old's your daughter?
She'll be 5 this month.
So she's not even awkward yet.
No. She's. I mean,
She's
awesome. She's her own awesome little being. But it is amazing. Like we have a village, and we've got kids of all ages. Like Daisy's, I think the youngest, and then the oldest one, I think the kid's like 12. And to see how they all kind of are different. You can see that the older brothers are a certain way, the younger brothers are a certain way. Which ones are kind of like, I don't know, which ones are more self-sufficient, which ones are more confident, but they're all this like totally awkward. Like the 12-year-old, the oldest one, he's this really nice kid, very smart. He beat cancer at a young age. Like he's gone through some shit.
You have other kids?
Not my kid. No, like in our little village, in the group of people like we on my street and stuff. The friends and stuff that we hang out with. Yeah,
my commune.
Yeah.
Are you part of a cult?
I'm starting one. But it's just interesting to see like just how they all interact. And like you said, there definitely is an awkwardness. But like this one kid, he beat cancer when he was like 8 or something, 8 or 9.
That's crazy.
And he was still going through treatments and stuff like that until like when COVID hit. I know that was like a scary thing for them because he had just finished some of the treatments.
Oh my God, that soon.
And and like he had like no immune system, and all of a sudden COVID's here, and they were like terrified. But it's just to see.
What kind of cancer did he have?
Now I'm a bad friend. I don't know. I forget.
I mean, I'm sure you remember certain other things that are more important. You're not a bad friend.
Okay.
Change that narrative.
I'll do. I'm a good friend that doesn't care enough.
Well, you're a good friend that's concentrating on other important things about these people.
Said some kid's cancer. Yeah.
No, about them.
Oh, yes. Great kid. So
I bet you know certain things that he's like his favorite.
I'm not sure his name, but no.
He's
He's around the street. He was bald for a while. Now I know why. It's fine. But he's fine. He's a good kid. But no, I get what you mean by like there's like that age group where it's like they're just awkward. They're just
awkward.
Well, it's because they're becoming people. They're becoming people where they're like I look at my kid who's about 5, and she is like she has a grasp of the vocabulary of the language, and she can talk to you and ask basic things. And she's starting to ask better questions, which is really interesting to watch. But like the other day, she asked if adults grow up into if children grow up into or babies grow up into adults, and adults have babies, who had the first baby? And I was like, it's a hell of a you're really starting to put stuff together. Like that's a great question. Like you're looking around,
how do you
trying to solve
that?
the universe. I called my brother and I said, "Hey, Uncle John, Daisy has a question for you." And then she asked him, and he gave a brilliant answer. I'm glad I did it because I would have touched on the things he said, but he gave this brilliant answer. And the best part was it started with the first sentence he said, "Well, Daisy, to understand that, first we have to accept the fact that all living things are related if you go back far enough. And then he broke down what DNA was and how every living thing has DNA, which is very similar in everything around us. It just has little differences that tell this molecule to grow into these things, and that becomes a tree. And this one becomes a daisy. But it's the same information system.
Oh my God.
And he broke down this beautiful answer. I loved it. I loved that I called him, because I was like, I wouldn't have done it that well.
Oh
and so
God.
like at the end of it, she was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like she got it. Like
Can I
it
get
made
a fish? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to explain to a 5-year-old, like the story of evolution, it's like,
yeah, it was beautiful. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a great moment.
You know, I think that I'm going to go back on something I said where I said, like, you know, like I like kids, but to get to this age, because it's not really true. I think that it's parents, right? And it's the way that I watch parents interact with their kids. And I have to say that single parents, although, you know, it's lovely to have two parents, but single parents have this ability to be so one-on-one with their kids because there's nobody else getting in the way between them, right? So I think that the majority of my friends are single, come from single parents, and I love them for it, you know, and I'm also watching my friends who are single moms and just killing it, you know, and
there's definitely, and I saw this in like my first wife, because she had 2 daughters. There's definitely like, you have no choice.
Right. Yeah.
Like besides taking a 5-minute break and you like plant your kid in front of the iPad or a screen or something, or whatever, you know, Daisy will play with stuff in the yard or whatever. But like, you can't when you're both there.
Porn, whatever. I mean, porn is porn.
And it's kiddie porn, so it's like her genre. Jesus Christ. So she doesn't, for the record.
Kiddie porn is bad.
Even for kids.
It's really misleading, isn't it?
It's so misleading.
Sorry. Yeah, but you're right.
But it's like, you can't, there is no, like when I have, it's 24/7. You're the only one there. There's nobody.
Yeah.
There's no second string that you can tag in. Like, and it's funny because I've talked to a bunch of friends of mine and stuff that are married or are divorced, and it is interesting because I swear I've had the conversation with friends of mine that are even happily married, of like, you guys need to just take turns and give the other one a week off.
Right.
Like if every month one of you just got to like go somewhere for a 4 or 5 day weekend.
Yeah.
Just whether it was like you got a hotel down the street and
right?
did nothing but drink coffee and read books and get hammered at night or whatever, just Netflix a show or go walk on the beach, like whatever you want the thing to be. Mm-hmm. But if you can get that break, because I know I'm a better parent because I get every other weekend off.
Yeah.
I know that when I have, like, it allows me, like today, I drop her off every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and then I go to work. And it is like uninterrupted work for the next, I have every single Wednesday, Thursday to work, and then every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's like, if it's a weekend I don't have her, from Wednesday to Sunday, I'm here at my office.
Do you guys ever switch? Like, do you guys have?
If we have a reason to, if like somebody needs something or someone's wants to take her somewhere or do a thing, like we work that out really well, actually.
Yeah.
Like I just took her with Grandma to Big Sur for 15 days.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was like a blast. But and so like we're very cool with like.
And your mom comes out here a lot.
Yeah. I'm trying at least once a quarter. We're trying to increase. I'm trying to get her out here, but it's not cost effective.
Yeah, no. I mean, do you think that if you didn't have her, that, and not that she keeps you back from anything, but do you think that you would still be in California?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I love it here. I love it in San Diego, but I also know like I can't afford a house.
Right.
I'm never going to own anything. And part of me is like, I don't know where I'd go.
Right. Well, Florida.
But I'd bounce around.
Yeah.
I think I'd bounce around. Like, I don't know if I'd go back to Florida. I'd visit Florida for like an extended period of time or something. Like my mom's still there, my brother's there. I have friends there. I have friends that I grew up with in the Keys. Like, there are definitely places I want to go and spend time.
Yeah.
But I would see myself
rent it, like get a van.
Oh, I would if
you'd be that guy.
I would be in a van.
Like a nomad.
I would totally be in a van
Yeah, I like that.
and figure it out. Like, and just like, I'm going to go, like, I look at Alec Parent
Yeah.
and I love it. I love everything
Are
he's
you guys,
doing.
well, he's a lot younger than you too, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's younger. Yeah.
Maybe not
And
a
he
lot.
started, no, he probably is. I'm 40. He's probably 20
He's in his
something,
20s, yeah.
mid 20s.
He's killing
He's doing great.
it.
And it's because one, he's an incredibly talented
Yep.
comedian.
Yep.
And two, he's a mobile
Yep.
everything.
I
Like,
will
where do you
tell
want
you
him to
that
be? He can
that
drive
is-
there in 3 days,
Like
you know?
right now, because I have a dog that's like basically on her way to the otter pond, I'm not as flexible as I used to
Right.
be, but because I just feel guilty but when she's gone, I will, I can do anything. I can go anywhere. Like
There's a
I
freedom
have
there.
nothing holds me
And like
back.
you said, Daisy doesn't hold me back at all.
Right.
I have never enjoyed doing something
as much as her.
as much as being a parent to her.
Yeah.
And so like it's the best part of my life.
Oh,
It really is. I love
sweet.
it. And I got very lucky to have a great kid. And I will say she is very strong-willed, and it will be interesting to watch her
Sure.
get older. And I'm sure it won't be the easiest, but it will be a challenge I am excited and eager to take on
yeah.
every day.
I guess that's the truth though. Like, so dads like have that option to become a bad dad. Like children,
Moms do too.
but a
It's
child,
not-
I've seen and so have you, right? Is it like people, daughters especially, like we can survive a bad dad, but a bad mom, it's
Yeah, but you guys all hate your moms when you turn 13 anyways.
yeah, but it doesn't. But our moms don't hate us.
See, I don't know about that. I've had a number of friends where like they become like the daughter becomes a young woman, gets attention from men because now she's a young woman, has possibly a good relationship with dad,
Yeah.
and the mom resents everything. I've seen that multiple cases.
I
Where
know,
like,
but the point of that is that that's a bad mom.
yeah,
And surviving that is very difficult.
Yeah.
I've seen people. My niece is one. I have a 22-year-old niece who's awesome. She's my favorite person in the whole entire world at this point. But getting her to this point was really hard because she has a shitty mom.
and we're back to your sister that you don't want to talk.
Right, but
I
I
mean,
mean-
you keep bringing it up, but I get it. You don't want to talk about it.
But I mean, like, it's a good example of like just watching people. Like think about some of the psychologically or distorted people that you know, right? And I would bet that 80% of them have bad moms, shitty moms.
I mean, I think that's the importance of just parents in general.
Right.
Like I know that like there's it's been on the TikTok or whatever recently, but there's been a few videos that go around about stats, and it's not about moms, it's about dads of like I'm gonna totally butcher this, but it's like 77% of all men in prison didn't have a dad, and 70-something% of this,
Yeah.
and didn't have a dad, and it's like, okay, so we
Strippers.
know that looking for a dad,
Yeah.
looking for a dad.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, so we do have a tendency to like, try to fix our relationships with the next relationship that we have. Right. So that's very, very common.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like things that didn't work out with you and your dad, or things that didn't work out with you and your mom, or your ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
or your ex-husband, or, or your last boyfriend,
Well, at the same time, we tend to be attracted to people just like those people.
which is such a weird thing, right?
So weird.
That's so weird.
We're the dumbest species.
We are.
For all this consciousness,
Yeah.
like lions don't. Back to lions in the Sahara, right? Like they don't make the mistake again because that's life or death.
Yeah.
We literally invite it into our homes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And we know better.
Yeah.
And then we're just like,
And also like, like that whole thing, like where, you end up staying in an abusive relationship, even though you shouldn't,
lonely's a hard like I have multiple friends that are in relationships, and I've had friends over the time that are in relationships, and I've been in relationships where I was like, wow, I stayed way too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not perfect. Like I am not a fucking party to live with, I'm sure. Like I know I have ADHD, and I know I'm all over the place. I'm a lot of fun, but I'm sure that gets annoying. if that makes sense. I've come to the conclusion, I think I'm fun to fall in love with. And then once you're there, you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking nightmare of just, he's all over the place.
But see, okay, so that's the thing, right? So you say that and you're like, I figured it out. And here it is. Here's the thing. Like they love to fall in love with me. But then once they're there, they're like, oh God, how do I turn this around, right?
Yeah.
But yet that's a pattern of yours. So why wouldn't you fix it?
I'm working on it. I'm also like you. I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this marriage thing ever again. Like I'm very much like, I'm here to raise a kid.
I never said I wouldn't get married. And I would marry someone who had kids. I just
Are you hitting on me right now? First you want me to share all my Coke with you, and now
you get it?
Wow. I am now. Okay.
But like I just it's not I want to go to Europe. You know what I mean?
I love to you. That's like, relationship, marriage. No. I want to go to Europe. Yeah. I'm not about to marry somebody and not go to Europe.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to change my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Why would I at this stage?
I get that. I get it.
I'm not 40, right? So I've had I've been able to go and pick up. I mean, I moved to San Diego 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a kid.
No.
And that's a hard thing to do.
You moved back to Burl and well, you've been bartending.
I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm
gonna relive my youth the right way.
Yeah. And my friend who I moved out here with is still here.
Yeah? That's nice.
Yeah. She's still my really good friend.
Did she stop doing all the drugs too?
Yes.
She get her shit together?
She also stopped doing all the drugs. Yeah. She got married and she has a lovely, wonderful husband. They take care of my dog.
Wonderful. So you're here bartending, you're in your 20s, you're doing all the cocaine, and then you moved from here to where?
How I afforded it.
I just ran into a comic who I'm not going to say his name, who kind of like disappeared for a while, and I ran into him and he came up and he was like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a really long time. I just want to say hi. I just want to say I appreciate you've always been cool with me. But I know
exactly what you're talking about.
I recently got cleaned up because I was just doing a lot of coke.
$60.
I was doing a lot of coke. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really notice. It was COVID. Like I wasn't going out much and whatever. He's like, yeah, I kind of I disappeared and I just became a cokehead for like a full year. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, what does that even mean? Like, how much coke? Like in my mind, I'm like, how much coke were you doing? He's like, like an 8 ball a day and da da da. And I'm like, how much does that cost? He's like, fucking a lot. And I'm like, how do you sustain this?
Yeah.
But he was telling and it was very sweet. And I guess he's clean now and he's working and he's doing well from what I saw. And he had a great attitude and it was, just an interesting thing to learn. But how do you afford it? What does all this coke cost?
Well, I was bartending, right? So it was cash.
It's good money, cash. Yeah.
I mean, my rent was like, what, $500 a month, I think, back then.
Yeah.
And I think my parents were helping me not buy coke. They were like, Ellen, you know what? You're not going to be able to afford the coke that you want to do. So
right. And we don't want you doing bad coke.
Right. So back then there was no such thing.
Really? It was all pretty good?
No, I say back then. I mean, it was
20 years ago.
It was.
We'll leave it at that. We don't have to give
20,
exact.
A little 20. Yeah.
It was 30.
It was 30 years ago. But yeah, it was. But yeah, we didn't really have bad coke. I mean, it was cut with like baby laxative back then.
So you shit a little better.
Yeah.
You didn't die.
We lost a lot of weight. So
it was really good.
Yeah. But wait, what was I saying? Oh, I don't remember.
Surviving. How did you afford it?
Oh, well, because I was a bartender and people would give it to you too a lot, and also
was it way more prevalent then than now? Not that you're out like partying with 20-year-olds, but did it seem like if you're around a lot of young comedians.
I am around a lot of young comedians.
Does it seem like they're still
surprised at how much I do not pick up on their usage. I'll hear from someone like, God, that guy's just so much coke. And I was like, what? How the fuck does he do?
You're like, I've been hanging out with that guy.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy 3 times this week. He hasn't invited me to do anything.
But they also do Adderall. Adderall's
like crush it and snort it, or just
I don't know.
Take Adderall.
It's so weird. I'm like, Adderall.
I dabbled with Adderall in college. And like I say that from a standpoint of like I had friends that had prescriptions and I took it a couple of times to study.
Yeah.
And two of the times I took it 3 times to study. 2 of the times it worked very well. The third time, it was the first time somebody gave me 20, and I'd only done like a 5 and I think a 10.
Yeah.
And then somebody gave me a 20, and I was like cramming for a test, like a few hours before the test. And it hit me to the point where I was just buzzing.
Yeah.
I was just like, just pure energy. And I just got to the point where I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. They're never going to know this. This is never going to be in my head. I'm never going to pass this test. I'm never going to pass this class. What am I doing? I'm fucked. Why am I here? Da-da-da. And she was like, hey, I'm still going to study. I was like, okay, I'm not. I'm leaving. And I just like got up and left. I don't even think I went to the test.
Was your jaw going and stuff like that?
I don't remember that, but it was just like the energy was too much. I had to move. I couldn't sit here and read.
Yeah.
And also I just didn't care.
Here's the thing
anymore.
with attention deficit disorder. That's why they give it to people with that, is because it actually has the opposite effect.
Oh, at the smaller doses, it worked because I have that. Like I'm one where, especially when I was younger, like for me to read, I needed the lights off. I needed the only thing illuminated to be my book with no sound around. And even then I'd have to reread paragraphs because my brain would just tangent.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I remember I took Adderall for the first time to study, and I was like in a room full of people, and I'm just able to get through it, and like it worked. Yeah. But then when I had like the 20 milligrams, I was
so
just
you've
like,
never done it since?
No, not real. Like a few times we partied on it, which was other next level shit, even though the doctors are specifically like, do not, if you take it today, you do not drink tonight.
Right.
And naturally, I'm literally at like a party, and my buddy's just like, he just reaches over and just puts something, and just shoves a pill in my mouth. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, Adderall. As I'm filling up a beer at a keg.
Yeah.
And then you rage and drink your face off.
Well, yeah. So
and you get drunk, but you're still there.
My doctor prescribed me Ritalin like about 5 years ago, and sometimes I take it when I get on stage, because if someone's talking in the audience, I'm like this, and it helps me write, or it helps me
focus, just bring it back.
It's a small dose, right? But I have 5s, 10s, and 20s, because I don't know why.
He was like, try them out, see what you like.
Really nice doctor.
Yeah.
And one night I drank on it, and it felt like I was back on coke.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like this way too much.
Yeah. Is that as dangerous as
for someone
Adderall?
like me? Yeah. For someone like
no, I meant like from a health standpoint, because Adderall, they're literally like, your heart will explode. You will have a heart attack if you do this and drink.
I don't think that's true, but I think
fucking doctors.
I think that I think that's the rule, but they don't. They encourage you, they encourage you not to drink on Vicodins, and people do it all the time. It's like,
it's fun too.
Yeah, exactly. Like a nice big glass of wine and a Vicodin. Like I don't drink wine or take Vicodin.
I don't know if I've done Vicodin. I did it with Percocet. My nose itches. I just had this conversation with somebody. Anytime I ever took a Percocet, my nose was like.
They call that the perk itch, my friend.
Is that really what they call it? It just feels like somebody every now and then just like grazes your nose with a feather, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So my buddy and I, this is years ago back in Tampa, we'd go to like this barbecue joint and sit at the bar, and we both like take one Percocet, and we'd have a couple of beers. We'd be feeling good, and I'm just sitting at the bar like, probably looking. I don't know. I guess
probably look like you were doing coke.
Doing coke, yeah. So
I'm allergic to Percocets and Vicodin, so I can't take them. So, which is good.
Yeah, because you would.
Probably. I would probably be, The universe really protects me.
All right, so let's hear how it protected you. You're 21, doing all the cocaine and all the drugs. You're in San Diego.
I decided to get a real job.
And that job was?
I was working for a magazine distributor in Solana Beach.
Okay.
Off of Via Della Valle, and
distributing what magazines?
All the magazines.
All of them. Okay.
Any magazine you could think of, we had our hands in, but mostly the alternative type. So mostly the ones that you didn't see everywhere, but you would see them in bookstores and specialty stores.
Can you name 3 of them?
Thrasher, Slap. Juxtapose is still around. I'm trying to think of some that are still around. And then we also did the zines. We were really big on zines. But what happened was that while I was working there, somebody was starting their own business of doing one. And I was like, I want in on that. And that was up in San Francisco. So I was like, okay. So I bought into that.
So you moved to San Francisco.
I moved to San Francisco. I started this business. I bought out my partner within like 6 or 8 months. He started it, and I
Because you were like, I don't need this guy. This guy's slowing me down.
Kind of.
Like I could be doing so much if this guy wasn't messing it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've since made peace with each other, but yes,
Okay.
That's basically
That's
what
fine.
it was. And he wasn't. he didn't want to live that life either. You know, like he was so into the zine culture.
I don't know what that is.
Zines were like DIY type magazines, like just do it yourself. And you know, I mean, Ben is Dead was one, and yeah, okay,
It's very niche.
very very niche, but if you had a bunch of them, you could make a lot of money, right? So we represented like 50. And so if we just did one, it wouldn't work.
Right.
We did. And so I had this business and it was super successful. And I
Still doing all the drugs?
No. Mm-mm.
So what was the moment you were like?
I didn't have time back then, right? I was still getting high.
Because you had some, okay.
I was still smoking weed.
But you had shit to do.
Yeah, I was still smoking the weed and I was still drinking. And I was drinking more than I should have, I think, back then. But I was also out at parties all the time. My magazines would have parties.
Yeah, rubbing shoulders.
Yeah.
In San Francisco. So it's like a happening place.
And it was, early 90s, middle 90s. And
the internet had just started.
Yeah. So it was really expensive there too. They were like, and it was all smoke and mirrors. So like pets.com was huge. And like everything was receptionists were making like $90,000 a year. Like it was a crazy time in San Francisco. And it was before 9/11. And so it was difficult. It was a difficult time, but magazines were super profitable because, when times are tough, people like to be entertained, right? So as a comic, we know that, right? And so people loved magazines. We sold a lot right after 9/11. And so, so you
personally profited from 9/11 is what you did.
Thank God, right? I like to say I personally helped the community in the world.
Heal. You helped them heal.
I helped them
I got
heal.
it. Okay.
One porn magazine at a time. I did some porn magazines that were so weird. Like I did this one called Muscle Elegance. And Muscle Elegance was a porn magazine about women that bodybuild. And you should see what happens to a woman's body when she bodybuilds and takes steroids. It's insane.
Like, I mean, at that point, I know like they have more pecs than breasts.
They do.
Like,
they definitely do.
That's not what
like
you're referring to?
Their clitoris gets huge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And that's a whole genre. I'm guessing there's. Yeah.
But we would do that. Like there was a lot of like, it was very niche publications. Like,
Muscle Clit.
I did muscle clit magazine. That's pretty funny. But I had a magazine called Z Car, and it was a magazine about Z cars.
Yeah, just the Nissan Zs.
Yeah, and he would say, and the guy said, he's like, there's 2 million Z car owners in the world. And I'm like, they don't want to read a magazine about their car. Like, that's stupid.
But then they did.
No.
Oh, that one didn't
no,
do well.
a lot of them didn't do very well, right? So, but we had so many that we could get away with it, And then there was this group in San Francisco called the Independent Press Association. They were a nonprofit, and they came to me and they said that they really wanted to buy my company, and they would take.
Why would a nonprofit want to buy?
Well, because they were supporting a lot of the independent press at the time, and they had a lot to do with freedom of the press, and there was a lot of political magazines that started coming out at that time, and so these were very social justice warrior type people. I did one called Murder Dog. That was a rap magazine. It was crazy. And then, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they came along and they wanted to buy it, and they said they would take me and my staff with them, and we would get a great salary, and they would pay it. They would give me this chunk of money, and I was like, okay. And in return, I was miserable for like a year working for them. It was awful.
Did they come in and just try to change everything?
Not really, but it was
Or all of a sudden, like, you just didn't have the freedom.
Have you ever worked for a nonprofit?
No.
It's really, really difficult. It's a different type of culture. There's a lot of like meetings to prepare for your next meeting, and I just didn't, it just wasn't me, and then I met these two women that were starting a magazine, and I was like, oh, I want in on that. It seemed like a really, really good idea. And then we together went from like publisher to publisher, like huge publishing houses like Time Inc. and stuff like that. And we ended up selling it. They bought me out. I don't think they liked me very much. And they bought me out. And then my contract said if they sold it, I would get a certain percentage. And like they sold it. And I was like, hell yeah. And they're like, well, Ellen, you didn't really have much to do with it. I was like, it's in my contract.
Read it.
Yeah. So they paid me out. And
reluctantly.
Yeah, reluctantly. And then that's when I moved back to Boston and I just started consulting with magazines before they all just died.
So how many years were you in San Francisco?
I was in San Francisco for about 6 years, 7 years.
Okay. And then back to Boston.
And then back to Boston. Yeah.
Started comedy.
And then I stopped getting paid and I went back to school when I got to Boston too. So I was consulting, and I went to Emerson College and
for what? Why'd you do that?
I finished my degree in public relations. I didn't know what else to do. I was so fucking lost. I really was.
And you were comfortable, right? Because you had sold these two things, so all of a sudden you had runway.
But I was comfortable, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't like the position, the place that I was in. I think I started redoing coke back then for just a little bit. Yeah. So I got back to Boston in about 2003. Oh, then I moved to LA, and then I got back to Boston in about 2003. And then
what'd you do in LA?
At the magazine.
Oh, okay. That's what I was.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, I stayed too long in LA because the 9/11 happened right before I moved there. And so it was, or right after I moved there.
What was that like? Where were you? Like, do you remember the morning? Where were you?
Yeah, well, my birthday is September 10th. So
you woke up and were like, what did we do last night?
And everybody in Boston was calling me, and I was like, what the fuck? Nobody's bothering. Like, everybody's bothering me so early in the morning. They know that it's...
Why were they calling you?
Like
what did you do?
No, because, like, everybody, like, so much was,
everyone's kind of calling everybody.
Yeah. And my parents no longer live in the suburbs, and they still don't. And they live across the street in downtown Boston from this hotel that those guys that left Boston were staying in. So they were like focused on my parents' hotel my parents' building when I turned on the TV, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like it just seemed like the world had ended.
It was a weird one. It was a weird day.
So, and I was hungover, So, yeah, so we sold the magazine at that point, and I was there for about 2.5 years, and then I was going to go back to Boston for like 6 months, and I stayed for another 15 years.
And then, so you finished your degree? Finished
my degree, sort of, and almost came close, and and then I decided not to do the magazines anymore, and I was in therapy, and it's so cliche. Somebody said, like, my therapist said, well, if you weren't afraid to fail, what would you do? And I was like, comedy. And she's like, you should do it. And I was like, okay. And of course I didn't know how, and I took a class, and then
but your whole goal was just to get through the class.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do this thing and get over my stage fright or whatever that was.
My whole thing was just to see what the process was, and so I said I was going to take this class, and then I said, okay, I'm going to do the showcase after the class. Okay, there's a 201 class. There's like, or a 102 or whatever it is class. I'm going to take that too. I'm going to go to an open mic. All right, I just want to be booked on a show. Okay, I just want to do this show.
Little victories.
Yeah, little ones. Yeah. Little goals. And then I met my best friend, Kathy Ferris, who is, she walked into my life and kind of like gave me permission. You know what I mean? It was like the first person I met in comedy that was older than 22. And
because you started later too, like me. I started when I was 30. So
So I was in my 40s.
Surrounded by kids.
She and I both started in our 40s, and so she was a couple years ahead of me. And I just felt like she was somebody that I was like, oh no, I want her to be my friend. I want her to help me, And she was actually a teacher at the school, and she was just so good to me, and introduced me to a lot of people, got me out there, but didn't hold my hand. but just kind of, and I appreciated that. And Boston was a tough place to come up, but I'm glad I did because it was so hard.
Yeah. Made you better.
Yeah, it made me better. But then more sub chapters came along, like there was a club that I invested in and I wanted to quit comedy and just run the club. And that is a whole nother story. And then I came out here because like that didn't work out, and then I had a boyfriend that didn't work out. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to San Diego for 3 months and go see my friends, and I was like, oh, I'll do Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll call Connor,
Yeah, because Connor was here,
Yeah.
and you had worked with him back home, right?
And I had worked with him back home, and he put me up on the stage. And then like about a month into being here, I was like, oh, I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back there. Like this is a cool scene. This is exactly what I want. And
when you got here, it was a great scene.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It's still good.
It's coming back around.
Yeah.
I really think it is. And I really like, I was talking to Hillary the other day, and she was like, it's so strange. And what's different about this scene is that there's more good female comics than there are male. Well, when I moved here, there were 2 female comics, me and Jordan. And Jordan quit.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, fuck, and Lisa Gilbert and Lisa Padache too, but they were kind of different comics than we are.
It's like a little different scene.
Yeah. And they don't, like I like going to the open mics. I like seeing what's happening in the scene. And I've always been an open mic person. I don't go as much as I used to. Like, when was the last time you were at an open mic?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID. No. I've ruined the end of a night at the Madhouse before because I had shows somewhere and it was great because I was featuring at like ACC.
Yep.
And I was like, let's go to this. I'll just pop in and see who's there, and I'll get up and do a set in the back for, the little room and da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and I was like, why did I ruin my night?
Yeah.
I had 2 great shows, and then I came here and ate shit for 6 people at 1:30 in the morning.
Yep. Exactly. And I had to
I do miss it though.
Yeah. I like ACC has a great mic.
Yeah. I have my kid every Tuesday or I'd be there. Like,
you're lucky,
that's the thing.
But, and also, and then of course I feel very lucky, as I'm sure you do as well, because we can use the Comedy Store stage.
The love I've received from the La Jolla Comedy Store, and when I got passed on Best Of, and back then, this was I think before you got here.
I'm sure, yeah.
Dude, we had a run for like a year and a half where there was a Best Of show Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
When I was here for 3 months.
Is that when that was?
It was still.
That was.
Yeah.
That in the Madhouse upstairs was where I cut my teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is because I was doing
clubs.
That's
great. Yeah.
And it was like, and you were doing, and they weren't as full. Like now, a Thursday night at La Jolla is like, why are there 200 people here? Why are there 150 people here? But thank God they are. Let's put on a good show.
Yeah.
But also now I feel more pressure to be like, you need to put on a good show. Where when we were doing it 3 days a week, it was like, well, the Wednesday I can kind of screw around and try some stuff, and then but I don't want to. See, that's the thing. I don't want to do the Tuesdays because I don't want to take time from those guys because it's a different list. It's more of like,
I will, because I'm not on every Thursday.
I am not either, for the record.
But you could call and say, I need to get on today, and he'd put you on. As well, he should. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate the love I've received from that club. They're very kind.
I appreciate it too. I appreciate it from Madhouse too. Like Robert was really, really good to me when I first got here. Robert's
incredible. Yeah. Robert is again, Robert is probably the most pro comedian.
Yes.
Club owner in town.
Yeah.
And has been for 10 years. Early on. I mean, he's the one that went 7 nights a week for an open mic, and he's the one that crazy. It is crazy. And I remember we talked about it, like it kind of hurt the scene from a hang standpoint. And it hurt other shows because it used to be, the Madhouse had it like 3 nights or whatever. On an off night, you'd go do like even like Fridays or something. You'd go do. We used to do this thing at it was called Prince Hookah. The Fun Mug at Prince Hookah. Excuse me.
I like that you blew it over there.
I don't know. But it was the kind of thing where like you'd go do like, or what was it? Was it Sundays? Sunday nights till 2. what the fuck was before that? Oh, La Jolla Comedy Store open mic. Then you'd go to Till 2 Club, and then you'd do the open mic at the Madhouse. That was like great. But then there'd be I'm trying to make my point. The point is, it used to be you'd go to a place and you'd do a set, and then you might like go somewhere else to watch because you'd end up at the Wood to hang out.
Yeah. Because
you didn't have anything you could do that night. So you'd go hang out. Now there's no hang anywhere because everybody would end up at the Madhouse because there was a mic that started at midnight.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden the hangs everywhere else disappeared. And now it doesn't feel like there's any hang.
There's no hang.
And that's sad because the hang is such like my core group when I was getting those first couple of years, Ryan Hicks, Shane Brennan, Matt Lockwood, Asan Ahmad, Derek Poston when he showed up, and myself, like we were inseparable.
Yeah.
7 nights a week.
Yeah.
And the hang was real, and we were writing together, and we were learning together, and we were pushing each other. And
I just did Big Pine this weekend,
right,
at Mic Drop, and I just did one show. She asked me if I wanted to do one of the shows, and I said sure. And I was hanging around outside with like 10 comics, and I was like, oh, I miss this.
Miss that.
Oh, I miss this so much.
There's a magic there. People do not get like. I feel bad for civilians, and I'll call them civilians. I feel bad for civilians because. Especially, I'm sure you get this, but like anytime people find out you're a comedian, one, they either want you to tell them a joke or they keep trying to make you laugh. Which it's like, you don't get it.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I get why. I get it. I get like,
oh, my friends always say I'm funny. What do you think about this? I'm like, no, Jesus. Stay with your friends.
But it's like, you don't get that, especially in those early years when you're hanging out with your friends like that, and there is the hang. You are hanging with a group of the funniest people in your city.
Yeah.
7 nights a week.
Yeah. And we can put it on for each other. I mean.
And we're safe. That's the biggest thing. And I think that's the growth of the hang is that when you're in the middle of the hang, standing in a parking lot with 10, 15 comics. And I remember there'd be nights where it'd be 25 comedians in a giant circle.
It's not like that.
And that would be like the initial part. And then because there's like 2 joints going this way and a pipe going that way and what, but you'd be in this circle and everyone here is a comic. And whether you were good or new or older or whatever, everyone kind of be there. And then all of a sudden that circle would break up into the smaller circle, into the classes of like, I'm 3 years in. These guys, and we started together 3 years ago, and these guys are a year in, and these guys are 6 months in, and they're looking around and they're nervous to talk to anybody. And I remember being a year in, looking at the guys that were 4 years in, being like, oh man, they're amazing.
And how long ago was this? How long ago did you start?
10. October was 10 years.
Okay.
So October.
All right.
12th?
Yeah. I mean, the hang. I miss it so much. I miss it
so much.
Like, and when I was in Boston, it's different there now too, because the club that I had invested in, they used to be the hang, and now they're gone. So we don't really have a hang there either. And so this weekend I was reminded of it, and I was like, oh, I miss this. And I wish that Mic Drop had put stools at the bar, because the comics could sit there and drink together, and it's quiet, and we could just have or like have a table somewhere or something like that where we could all.
There really is nowhere to be there if there's shows going on in both rooms.
Not anymore, and they don't. There isn't, and so
there isn't shows in both rooms. Or isn't?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there's nowhere to be.
There's nowhere to be.
Yeah.
And at Madhouse, I feel bad. Like you say, I feel bad for the civilians. I feel bad for like the open mic scene here in San Diego that thinks that they've got a good hang going, and they don't. There's no parking lots. That's where it used to be. The hang was in the park. Like even where Mic Drop is now, I remember a circle of 20 people standing there at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning outside, and and then even the best though was the Madhouse. Madhouse until 2 were the best. The other, when it was on the rooftop, because we would all make our way to the parking garage. There's nowhere to go. It's
where you can't sit there on the curb and have a circle of 10 people.
When I first got there, everyone's like, "Oh, we're smoking weed in the back," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, by the dumpster?
By the fucking dumpster. I'm like, this is disgusting.
There's nowhere to go.
This is so gross to me.
But we were on the roof. Yeah, because you were here for that, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could have. Yeah. You're on the roof. The 6th floor of a building in downtown with the sky above you and buildings everywhere. It was beautiful. You couldn't ask for a nicer place to hang out not comedy related, just to sit there and just have that view and whatever. And there'd be, 15, 20 comics talking shit, writing jokes, riffing on each other. Like I said, it was safe. You could push each other farther than you'd ever go on stage.
Yes.
Which also was where you would learn, like, how far can I push? Okay, like, ooh, if I get a out of 15 of my peers, then I go, okay, pull it back, but there's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think that, like, and I don't think it's because I'm that much older, because I can still hang, you know, but I do think that the open mic scene here is so big that it's,
how many are there? Like, I don't even,
there's so many people, and it's the majority.
Yeah, which it should be, in a way. Like,
well, in a way, but they get passed real soon, and they get, and I don't
well, that's because no one's left. Who's around? Like, who's here? I mean, Zoltan's off touring. Yeah. And most everyone else went to LA, and then
Jesse's
other
writing now.
Jesse, and then everyone else quit.
Yeah. I mean, there certainly aren't a lot of females at a certain caliber level.
No,
I mean, like, and
I can't think of a single one.
Such an asshole.
Actually, I take that back, because. And I'm bad with names.
You're such an asshole.
What?
You are the biggest asshole.
Why? What are you talking about?
You're going to go, oh, no, there is one.
No, there is. No, there's a group of you, very talented and funny comedians. What's her name?
Kylie? Kimball?
Kimball's has got her thing going. Kylie is very funny. I think Kylie's very funny. She's very new, but she's very funny.
Yeah.
And then, what's the Steph? I've done shows with her. I feel horrible.
Sarah Hirschberger?
No, but she also has jokes.
Yeah, I feel like if I say the name, then you're gonna go no, and then
I have to insult four people to get to the one.
I don't know. I can't think of.
They're all funny.
Veronica Gordon, I think, is very funny.
I don't know if I know her.
She's very quiet. I think. Shar.
Sharza works at the store.
She's new.
I don't know if I've ever seen her actually on stage.
She's very, very new, but I think I look at these girls and I think, like, you guys have a lot of time.
That's the best part.
I
look back and I'm like, man, 10 years ago I had so much time, and now I'm 40, and I'm like, you need to start trying to make this real. No, in a way.
But I do think, like, I think to myself, like, you guys have a lot of time. They're going to be better than me, right? I mean, right now.
But in the time they're growing, you should be growing too.
Well, by the time they get to my age,
well, only because they started sooner. Like, that's why I remember when I started, I was 30 when I got here, and I look and I'm looking at Hassan Ahmad, and he's 19. Yeah, and I'm like, man, if I would have started when I was 19. But at the same time, he had lived zero life.
Look at Taylor.
Taylor started at 15.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
I mean, she didn't even know what her voice was back then, right? I mean, like, her voice has changed so much. I mean, that's how I felt like when I first saw Alison Vistano and Cameron. I was like, wow, they're very, very good, but they don't know what their voice is. It's going to change, right? And so for me, it's been the same. I'm like, it's.
Well, because you'd lived. You're a person.
Yeah.
You're not becoming a person while finding comedy.
Right.
So I think that's part of it.
Yeah. But also, when I first got here and I was performing with Jordan a lot, right? And she was the most wonderful person.
Sweet.
Whenever somebody goes into a scene, they should always have a Jordan. I mean, and I try to do that as well. I try to be kind as she is. And but she would always get off stage. She'd be like, "Oh, I just bombed."
She hits out, and I'm like, "No, you didn't."
But I thought to myself, well, here's what I thought. I was like, that's so weird because I never bomb, right? And then I was like, oh, I know why. It's because I don't take risks. I'm not a huge risk taker at this point. And I think that's part of my age. That I think is, I think there's a thing though, you reach a point of material. And this is like, I'm in the weird space now where I have enough material to do the hour. I don't get to practice it all together. Right.
At all. Like, I've only done one headline weekend up in Sacramento, which was this beautiful Jenna. She's great.
Yeah, she's
very pro comic, very good. Intimidating at first, but extremely nice.
Kind of like that new club that's here. They're kind of like that, but they actually, Hillary, who owns Mic Drop, is actually now a part owner.
Up in Sacramento. But yeah, Jennifer's great.
Yeah.
But again, I think part of her is like, yeah, I deal with comics. I want them to be a little afraid of me because I'm not going to put up with bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of intimidated by, a couple of bookers, and I was like, well, they don't have to like me. They just have to book me.
Yeah.
Right. And so
so just be nice and be funny.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
And I can walk away from every situation and be like, no, I was funny and I was nice, and that's all I needed to be.
And if they don't book me after that, I don't know what to do.
And like my friend Kathy always says, she's like, their power is in ignoring you. And so they're not going to set you up to fail. They're just going to ignore you. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's, and they do, and that's okay. But like one booker, she said to me just recently, she said, she's like, I don't watch you that much because I watched you once, and I'm like, she's got it. She's fine. And
where was that for?
What do you mean, was it for?
Like, what does she book?
Oh, because I asked her how I did on stage, and she's like, oh, I don't really watch you because once you...
she's like, I already know you're good.
Yeah. So like that kind of thing is nice. And I feel that here now more than I ever did in Boston. Mm-hmm. Like that trust, like people see me as, I think, reliable.
Yeah.
And
I think that's something that happens to you too. You hit a level where they're like, I trust them with 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I can always call and trust that person with 10 minutes.
Right.
And that's a great place to be.
Anywhere in the lineup.
Anywhere. Yeah, that's a good point too. Anywhere in the lineup, I trust them not to ruin the show.
Yep.
And do their job.
Right.
But then I know that on the other side of that, I've felt and I've run into the fact that where I'm like, hey, you've been really running that 10. Yeah. You get in that thing where like, hey, they want me to do, and now I'm kind of in a place where like people keep asking me to do 20, which is great. But now I find myself like, you've been running the same 20. You're not really trying new shit out. 15, and if it's not my show, I'm not gonna do new stuff. Like that's the thing where I miss the mics, because if I go to the store on Thursday and there's 150 people there, I kind of feel obligated to put on a show. Me too. Because I'm not doing 15, I'm doing 8.
Right. Right.
And it's not like I can like do 6 and then try some new stuff. I do a little.
Isn't that like the way, like, so you do these bits, like, I'll do my Barbara Streisand bit and my Kegel bit, and then I'll throw in my new dating bit, and then I'll
if it fits, if it works, but I don't do it enough, right? Because I feel the responsibility. Like I just featured for a night at ACC, and
how was that good?
It was great. It's 2 sold out shows. Nimesh Patel was the headliner.
I don't know how to get in there.
You do the Tuesdays, right?
I have, yeah. But I opened for Maria Bamford there. I opened for Welsh there. I mean,
what else you got in? Again, comedy. Yeah. It never makes sense. I only got it because Leo Flowers hit me up because something happened and he had to bail. He was doing the weekend, and
you seem to get that a lot, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing a show for him tonight too. I'm doing the American Legion up in Encinitas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Last minute, I got hit up this morning. He's like, "Hey, Leo had to cancel. Can you do this tonight?"
I love that.
Yeah. So I actually sent Leo a message immediately. I was like, "Hey, do I owe you a percentage, or how does this work? Because I keep picking up your."
Wow.
Yeah, as a joke. I'm not paying him shit. It was more just fun. Okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. You start doing comedy there. You move here for 3 months, and while you're here, like, I'm gonna move here.
Yeah.
And that was how long ago?
3 years ago.
3 years.
That I moved here.
And you moved here.
I moved here 6 months
kicking ass
before.
Here ever since.
I moved here 6 months before the pandemic. So I was building up, and like 3 weeks before the pandemic, I got passed at the store.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that week.
Super excited.
Mm-hmm. And then it just stopped.
And then everything stopped.
Yeah.
And I could not go to, like, this place didn't really shut down, but boy, a lot of people started doing comedy during that time.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Everything shut down for the people that were doing it. Yeah, the whole new crop showed up.
I had no idea I felt like I was new again. Mm-hmm. I mean, I picked it up, like it was like riding a bike, you know what I mean? You become good quick, but I couldn't find my footing for the longest time.
I just never felt I could get consistent again.
Right.
And that's been hard, even just like with the kiddo and stuff, where I feel like every other weekend I can't do it. And now I'm finally to a place where like I'll hire a babysitter.
I was just going to say,
because I can, but it costs money. Like that's the thing, is like a babysitter it's $100.
Yeah.
By the time it's really like it's $100, and I'm like, I can't go do 8 minutes somewhere for $10.
Yeah.
and pay $100. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I was like all of a sudden on this path of like only every other weekend. But now I'm starting. Ryan Hicks was a big proponent. He's like, hey man, because part of me also felt guilty that I was like leaving my kid.
Yeah.
Because I like tucking her in. I tuck her in. I read her a book. I sing her a song. She goes to sleep. We snuggle. It's like great. And I don't want to not be there for my kid. And he's like, yeah, but what's worse? You not being there one night now consistently, or all of a sudden she's 9 and you fucking disappear. Mm-hmm. Like, she needs to be used to it. And once he put it in that, I was like, okay. You're
true.
Right. It's so true.
It's so true. I had a boyfriend a few years back, and he had a daughter, and she didn't like me, and she just didn't want her dad dating. She was like 14 or 15,
sounds right.
you know? And like as soon as she would start to get like kind of close to me, she'd be like, back off. You know what I mean? It was like she just did not want me around. And so we kind of broke up. We're still like the best of friends, he and I. And she just got engaged. And I'm so close with them. And I know that they regret it, but I mean, we can never go back, you know? So it's like, you really do. And he was like, my daughter just isn't into it. I can't do it. And I was like, really, dude?
Because, well, I feel that from the standpoint of like, there's part of me that's like, I wish I was like, I wish I had a person. I miss having a person.
Yeah.
I'm like lonely in that sense of it, of like,
Yeah.
And I don't know how to date, because the truth is,
are you hitting on me?
every other weekend, my kid's here. So you're not. Yeah. So every other weekend, I'm not available.
Yeah.
And then also, by the way, the weekends I am available, I'm trying to do shows. So I'm kind of not available.
Yeah.
So that, plus I'm like, how do you date someone and let them know that, like, just so you know, my kid's more important than you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Unless it's in the bedroom, you don't come first.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
It's nice that they come first in the bedroom.
And that's 50-50. So.
I think that, I think it's doable, and I think that we can always manage to do the things that we want to do.
That's what somebody told me. Like, if you meet the person, you'll make time.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But you also, like, she is your priority.
100%.
Right? Like, there has not been a guy in my life in the past 14 years that I like more than my dog. So, right? So I'm like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Wow. That's a high, that's a high bar. A dog is loyal.
She's such a good dog.
Cuddling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this stuff.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, before we go, I want to try this. Please take this 20-sided die and roll it on your table, and then tell me what it lands on.
Okay. I don't have my glasses on, so I might not be able to tell. 2. Wait, lands on like what's up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever I meant. All
You're
right.
going to edit this, like the shit out of
absolutely
this, right?
not.
Yeah, because this would be not interesting to anybody.
Yeah, Will, watch this. When was your first kiss?
Marcus Doran, when I was in 4th grade.
And where did it happen?
In the backyard of my house. And we were playing steal the combs. You know, like we had combs in our back pocket, and the boys would steal our combs. And
just a reason to run around and chase each other. Mm-hmm. And then
then I went and he got mine, and so I had to go, and we had to go into the back room, or the backyard of the house, and we were sitting there, and I was like, "Are you going to kiss me?" And he was like, "All right," and he did, and I was like, "Oh,
beautiful!
Yeah,
what a wonderful memory."
Marcus Doran, 4th grade.
Marcus Doran. Well, thank you so much for being.
He's my friend on Facebook. If you want to look him up.
Oh yeah, everyone look him up. Tell him he's a good kisser. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Look
James
into
Schrader.
any of the cameras. Probably this one actually would be the best. And what's your website and your socials?
I don't have a website. Do you want to build me a website?
I don't.
Okay. You could find me on Instagram at Ellen Sugarman 617.
Because Ellen Sugarman was taken.
Yeah. And 617 is Boston area code.
There you go.
So we're pretty loyal to that.
Yes, you are. All right. Thank you.
Was
this fun? Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun.
Good. There we go.
I'd forgotten a lot about my